In a class, 30% of the students are Hindus, 20% are Muslims, 25% are Jain, and rest are Christians. There are 10 Jain students in a class. Find the number of other students. So this is our next question. Now every information is given in the form of percentage, and the Jain students along with percentage, they have given us the number of students also. Okay, so in this we have to just define, or we have to just analyze how many students are there, and along with that we will be solving the problem. Now let us get started. So let the total let the total strength of college be 100. Since it is a percentage, we are taking it as 100. Okay, we are assuming it as 100. Therefore, number of Christian students is equal to, if you see here, the Christian students are the last set of students which they have not given us the percentage. So from 100, let us take out all the other percentages. So 30% were Hindus, 20% were Muslims, 25% were Jain. Okay, if we take out all this, what is the percentage we get? 100 minus 30 is 70, 70 minus 20 is 50, 50 minus 25 is, remaining is 25%. So the remaining students who are Christian students, the percentage of Christian students are 25% once again. Okay, now in this scenario, we got the percentage of Christian students. Excuse me. Now, if you see the question once again, if if there are 10 Jain students in the class, so the number of Jain students are 10, and that 10 students are coming up to 25% in 100. Okay, the 10 students are coming up to 25% in 100. Now, let us use that information and let us define the second part. Now, for 25% of students, there are 10 Jain students. For 25%, there are 10 Jain students. Therefore, for 100%, total strength is how much? For 25%, we know there are 10 Jain students. For 100%, what is the total strength? Now you can take this as X. So for 25%, if there are 10, for 100, how much? Do the cross multiplication. So 25 into X is equal to 100 into 10. So 25x is equal to 1000. X is equal to 1000 by 25. So x is equal to how much? 1000 by 25, what do you get? You get 40 students. So there are totally 40 students in the college. Correct? There are totally 40 students in the college. Now we have to find out what or how many number of students who belong to the different religions of Hindus, Muslims, Jain and Christian. Okay, now let us do the second part, that is how many students are there. Now we know there are totally 40 students. Okay, you can just write here is equal to total strength. Now Hindu students are 30% of 40. So how many students will be there? Muslim students are 20% of 40. Find out the number of students. And then we have Christian students who are 25% of 40. And Jain students, we already know 10 students are there with 25%. Okay, now 30% of 40 will be 12 students. 20% of 40 will be 8 students. 25% of 40 will be 10 students. Okay, this is going to be a final answer. So these are the number of students that we have. We found the total strength and the students belonging to the different religion. Is it clear? Did you all understand? Let us go to the next question. A candidate has to secure 20% marks to pass the examination. He got 30 He got 30 marks and failed by 20 marks. Find the total marks. Now, here, if you see, he is supposed to score 20% to pass the subject. Now, out of 20% marks, he has got 30 marks, but he has failed by 20 marks. Okay, so this is the question. Now, let us start solving. The candidate got 30 marks and fails by 20 marks. He is getting 30 marks and he is failing by 20 marks. So therefore, passing marks will be the 30 marks that he has got and the 20 marks which he left where he was failed. So the passing marks will be 50 marks. Correct, Ainas? Sorry, Rida. Got confused with the names. So passing marks is 50. Everybody understood, right? So he got 30 marks and he failed by 20 marks. Now they are saying passing percentage. Passing percentage is 20%. Passing percentage is 20%, correct? So if 20% is 50 marks, how much will it be for 100%? If 20% is 50 marks, how much will it be for 100%? Now do the cross multiplication. 20 into x is equal to 50 into 100. So 20x is equal to 1, 2, 3. So x is equal to 5000 by 20. So how much will be the value of the marks? It will be 250. So therefore, total marks will be 250. Understood? This is how you compare for 20% passing, 50 marks is the passing marks. For 100%, how much? If you do this comparison, it is easy for you to cross multiply and find the answer. Okay, that was an easy question. Now moving on to the next question. This is the questions about gain percentage. Now here, an article costing 84 was sold for rupees 105. Okay, the article costing 84 was sold for rupees 105. Find the gain percentage. How much are they gaining here is we have to find out. Now, we are just supposed to find out the profit. So, profit is nothing but selling price minus cost price, right? So, article is costing 84 and it has been sold at 105. So, if we subtract both of this, that will become the profit. So, therefore, rupees 105 is the selling price minus the cost price is rupees 84. So how much is the profit in rupees? Profit in rupees will be 21 rupees. 105 minus 84 is 21 rupees. Okay. Now, apart from that, they have asked us what is the gain percentage. So, gain percentage or profit percentage is equal to, now what is the profit? 21 divided by, and this will be on cost price. Profit we are calculating taking the cost price. Okay. So why we are using cost price? Because on 84 only they will add the profit of 21 to become 105. So that is why we will consider the cost price here. Fine. So 21 divided by what is the cost price? 84 into 100 because we want percentage. Now the percentage here will be 25%. So on 84, if I add 25% profit, I will get the selling price. Okay. So we have got the gain percentage here. Did you all understand? Everybody understood? Is it clear? Good. Now moving on to the next question. A man sold two radios at rupees 924 each. So he's selling two radios at 924. On one of the radio, he's gonna get a profit of 20%, and on the other radio, he's gonna lose 20%. On one of the radio, he's gonna gain 20%, that is profit 20%. On the other, he's getting a loss of 20%. Now we are supposed to find out what is the total gain or loss. Okay, what is the total gain or loss that we have to find out for that man. Did you understand the question? Two radios, each of them costing at 924. If once he sells one radio, he is getting a profit of 20%. And if he sells the other radio, he is getting a loss of 20%. So what is the total gain or loss? Now let us start solving this. Now let cost price of a radio is rupees 100. So cost price. From where did you get that 1848? You just added 924 and 9 plus 924. Okay, fine. That information is not very much required, Rida. We'll see how it will be solved. Okay, good try. So let the cost price of the radio be 100. We are assuming it to be 100. Why? Because if you see, they have given us the profit percentage and the loss percentage as 20% and 20%. So to define that only, we are using the cost price to be 100. So when we know the cost price, now selling price or sale price is nothing but cost price plus profit, or if you have loss, you will subtract the loss. Cost price plus profit, or if you have loss, cost price minus loss. So here cost price is 100 plus profit is, for the first radio, what is the profit? First radio. So profit is 20%. So 20% of 100 will be 20 rupees. 20% of 100 will be 20 rupees. If you want, you can write it down here. 20% of 100. No equilibrium and all here. Don't go to that extent and all. These are very simple problems where we have to calculate separately for the sale price of first radio, second radio separately. No application of economics here. Okay, those are a little higher level questions which is not there in your syllabus. As per your syllabus, these are the simple questions. Okay, so but the thought process is right. So we are getting 20. So on the first radio, the sale price for the first radio, the sale price is 924, where what we are thinking here is cost price plus profit or minus loss. So for 924 to be the selling price, it is 120%, because he's getting profit, right? 100% of 920, sorry, 100% of the cost plus 20% of profit will be the selling price, which is 924. So in the case of first radio, including profit, it is 924. So if the amount for sale is 924, what will be the cost price? Okay, if the amount for sale, that means if for 120%, if it is 924, for 100%, how much? Did you understand until here? You want me to repeat it again? Okay, listen. Cost price, if you are considering 100%, plus profit if you are considering 20%. So you should be selling your product at 120%. Correct? Now 120% is nothing but 924 rupees. Including profit, it is 924 rupees. Now we are trying to find out what is the cost price here. This information we are trying to find out. Okay, now that is why we have given this comparison. Now let us just do the cross multiplication and let us find out what will be the cost price. Okay, so 920, sorry, 120 into x, 120 into x is equal to 924 into 100. So 120x is equal to 92400. X is equal to 92400 divided by, 1 second, divided by 1000. No, 120. So what will be the cost price? 92400 divided by 120 will give us 770 rupees. So this is the cost price of first ratio. On this cost price they have added profit of 20% and the selling price is 924. Did you understand now? Is it clear? Good. So this is our cost price for the first radio. Now similarly, let us find out the cost price for the second radio. Now second radio is being sold at loss of 20%. Okay. Okay. Now before going to that, let us see how much he has gained. So profit on the first radio. Gain or profit on first radio. He sold it at 924 and the cost price is 770. So what is the profit? 100 and 154 is the profit. Okay. Now moving on to the second radio. So on second radio, he sold the second radio also at 924 rupees only. Assuming the cost price to be 100, here he has got the loss of 20%. So he has sold the 80% rate of the product. Okay, so 924 rupees is 80% rate. So for 100%, how much should be the amount? Are you all able to understand? For 80%, the sale price is 924. So for 100%, what will be the sale price? At 80% of the amount, he has sold the radio by incurring 20% loss. Now cross multiply. 80 into x is equal to 924 into 100. So x is equal to 92400 by 80. Therefore, x will be how much? 924 1155 1155. This is the cost price. This is the cost price of the second radio. Cost price of second radio. Okay. Now loss on second radio. He was supposed to get 1155, but he sold it at 924. So what is his loss? His loss will be 231 rupees. Okay, 231 rupees will be the loss on the second radio. Now finally, we have to calculate total gain or loss for the man. So in the first scenario, or with the first radio, he got a gain of 154, and in this for the second radio he got a loss of 231. Okay, now let us consider both of them. So for the second radio he got 231 loss, plus for the first radio he got 154 profit. So total loss that has happened to that man is rupees 77. 231 is bigger. So 77 rupees he has lost. Is it clear? Understood this problem? Any doubts? Any part you want me to repeat it again? Okay. Now, moving on to the next question. Find the cost price of a table fan which is sold at profit of 10% for 1,650. So a table fan is sold at a profit of 10% and the selling price is 1,650. So we are supposed to find the cost price of the fan. Okay. Now, since it is percentage that is given, let us assume the cost price to be 100 and we will calculate like how we calculated the previous question in a similar way. So let the cost price of table fan be rupees 100. So we know selling price is equal to cost price plus profit. Okay, we know that selling price is equal to cost price plus profit. Now here selling price is 1650 and cost price is assumed as 100 plus profit is 10%, which is 100 into 10% is 10. So 100 plus 10. So for selling price of 1,650, we are getting 110%. Okay, now what we are supposed to find here is for 110%, the amount is or the selling price is 1650. For 100%, what will be the cost price? Okay, for we are selling a table fan at 10% profit. At 110%, the amount is 1650. We have to find out for 100% what should be the cost price. Now do the cross multiplication. 110 into x is equal to 1650 into 100. So 110x is equal to 165000. X is equal to 165000 divided by 110. So x will be how much? 1500. 1500. So therefore the cost price of table fan is rupees 1500. Now for this 1500, he added 10% profit and sold it at 1650. 10% of 1500 will come up to, okay, 10% profit. 10% means 15 rupees. No, 150 rupees. That is how he got 1650. Okay, so the cost price is 1500 plus 10% profit on that. Is it clear? Did you all understand? Moving on to the next question. A manufacturer allows a discount of 10% on the listed price of an article and still makes a profit of 8% on cost. Find the percentage of increase in the list price over the cost. What is the list price of an article sold at rupees 198? So, in this question, a manufacturer is allowing a discount on listed price. Now, listed price is the price which he wants to sell. Okay, he is giving a 10% discount on listed price. Okay, now listed price, let's say if it is 100, 10% discount is 10, so 90 rupees. He's selling the product at 90 rupees. Okay, now even at 90 rupees, he's making a profit of 8% on cost price. So cost price is even low. Okay, cost price is even low. Now on this, he is making a profit of 8%. Okay, 8% is on cost. So then you will get the cost price. On this cost price, he is adding 8% so that he will get selling price. Now on selling price, he will add extra amount and decide a listed price. Now when customers come and ask, he will say, this is the price of the, let's say 100 rupees is the price of the product. He'll say 100 rupees is the price. I will give you 10% discount. So they are asking us to find the percentage of increase in the list price. Directly between these two, cost price and list price, what is the percentage increase? Okay, that is what they are asking us. Now let us define the problem with few variables, little assumptions, and then we shall start solving the problem. Let the list price be rupees 100. Okay, let the list price be rupees 100. Then selling price is equal to list price minus discount. Okay, so what is our list price? List price is 100 as per our assumption, minus he is giving a discount of 10%. So 10% of 100 will be 10 rupees. So the selling price is considered as 90. Fine. So he's selling the product at 90% value is what he's trying to say. But even at this 90%, he's making a profit of 8%. What is given to us is by selling the article at 90, the manufacturer makes 8% profit. The manufacturer makes 8% profit on cost. The manufacturer makes 8% profit on cost. So at 90, he is making 8% profit. It means along with cost price, he is making 8% profit. So if 100 is the cost price plus 8%, so he's selling at 108%. So at 90, if he's selling at 108%, okay, so at 100, what will be the price? So now do the math here. So 108 into 100 divided by 90. Oh, oops, sorry, wait. It's ulta. At 90, it is 108. At 100, how much? Like this. We are supposed to find the cost price, right? So this is the cost price part. Okay, so if he's selling at 108, he's selling, it means that at 90. So for 100, how much is it? So now if you do the math, you will get 90 into 100 is equal to 108 into x. So 9000 divided by 108, 9000 divided by 108 is equal to x. So you get 83.33 is equal to x. Okay. So he is selling, or the cost price, the actual cost price of the product is 83.33%, or anything you can assume. Now, firstly, before going further, any doubts until here? Okay. Now we know the list price and the cost. We know the listing price to be 100. Correct? Now let us find the difference between the list price and the cost price. So the difference between list price and cost price is, now the listing price is 100. The cost price which we understood now is, the cost price which we found out now is 83.33. So what is the difference? How much percentage is the difference? 16.67% is the difference between the listing price, which was assumed to be 100, and the cost price, which is 83.33. Okay. So from the question, we found, find the percentage of increase in the list price over the cost. Find the percentage of increase in the list price over the cost. So we understood that 16.67% is the increase from the cost price to the list price. And there is another question which says, what is the list price of an article which is sold at 198? Now for this we have to solve. List price of an article sold at rupees 198. Okay, so 100 was the list price. Now divided by 90, we are selling it at 90% value, into 198. 100 was the list price, but we are selling it at 90% value, so divided by 90 into the list price. So the list price of the article is 220. So the MRP on the article was 220. He sold it at 10% discount at rupees 198. Okay, so this is the list price of an article. Is it clear? Okay. Now moving further, the next question, I think we have another one or two questions left. Let us finish the percentages today. At an election, a candidate who gets 56% of the votes is selected by a majority of 624. Find the total number of votes recorded. So there is election happening and one candidate is getting 56% of the votes, and if he gets 56% of the votes, he is being selected by the majority of 624. So we have to find out what is the total number of votes that has been recorded. Okay. So firstly, since you see a percentage here who gets 56% of the votes, the major information is the percentage. So we will be considering the number. So let the number of votes recorded be 100. Number of votes recorded be 100. Okay. Now to win out of 100 votes, to win, a person should get 56 votes. That is why 56% is considered. Out of 100 votes, if he gets or if he is able to win votes recorded for winning candidates, is 56. How did I arrive at this? Because they have given 56% of the votes. Okay. So if they have to win, they have to get 56 candidates. Now, how about losing candidates? So the votes recorded for losing candidates will be 100 minus 56, which is 44. So to win, they want 56 votes. Okay, but there will also be losing candidates. So losing candidates have got 44 votes. Winning candidates have got 56 votes out of 100. Losing candidates have got 44 votes out of 100. But if you see here, there is a difference between this 56 and 44. Correct? Now, the difference, these are the people who are stuck in between. So the difference between 56 and 44 is 12. Now read the question. A candidate who gets 56% of the votes is selected by a majority of 624. So whoever gets 56 votes, okay, with him they will add this 12 votes also, and they will say, okay, there is a majority, let them go and do the next work. So you will have that certain people, even when you see the normal election, you'll have few people who are left out, where they will, something like an odd number, they'll be left out. So similarly, this is the difference. Now, if for that difference of 12% or 12 people, the number of votes, okay, let me put that in the next page so that you don't get confused. For 12% of the votes, if the number of votes are 624, for 100%, number of votes are how much? For the difference of 12%, the number of votes are 624. That is how they get the majority. For 100%, what will be the total number? That is what we have to say. So now cross multiply. 12 into x is equal to 624 into 100. So x is equal to 624,000 by 12. So therefore x is equal to 5,200 oats. So therefore total number of oats recorded is 5,200. Is it clear? Understood? Okay. Now, going on to the last question under percentages. Listen carefully. A man gives 20% of his properties to his son, 50% of the remainder to his wife, 30% of the left out property to each of his two daughters, and the balance for the charity. So he is having some amount of property. In that property, 20% is given to the son. And remaining, out of remaining amount, 50% is given to the wife. Again, out of remaining, he has two daughters. So each of them is getting 30%. And the leftover, the balance is given to the charity. Now, they have given us the charity value. If he is giving 20,000 to charity, we have to find the total value of his property. Now, let us start solving this. Let total value of property be 100, because everything is percentage again, so we'll take it as 100. So son got 20%, so he has got 100 into 20%. So how much did he get? He has got 20. So if you minus 20 from 100, the remaining that is left is 80. Correct? Son is getting 20% of the property. So he's been given 20 and remaining is 80% of the property. Now, wife is going to get 50% from the remaining. So wife got 50%, but it is from the remaining. So 80 into 50% will give you how much? 40. So from remaining 80, 50% is given to the wife. Now 80 minus 40, how much do you get? 40. Okay, so this is the balance. Now if you see the question again, 30% of the left out property, left out is 40. Now 30% of this 40 is given to each of his daughters. So he has two daughters. So two daughters got 30% each. That is 30 plus 30 is equal to 60%. So 60% of 40. So 60% of 40 is 24. Fine. 60% of 40 is 24. Now what is remaining? Balance 16 is remaining. Now this balance is given to charity. Okay, this balance is given to charity. Now from 100%, we divided the property to everyone. 20% went to son, 50%, remaining 50% went to wife, remaining 60% went to two daughters, and whatever is left out at the end is going to charity. Now, if 16% is going to charity, where he is contributing 20,000 rupees, if 16% out of his total property, if 20,000 which is giving to charity is 16%, now we have to find out for 100% how much. 16% is for charity, amount of charity is 20,000. Now for 100%, how much? Do the cross multiplication. 16 into x is equal to 20,000 into 100. So x is equal to 20,000 into 100 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 divided by 16. Therefore, x is equal to 1,25,000. Is it right? The value of the property is 1,25,000. 20 lakhs divided by 60. So, therefore, the total value of property is rupees 1,25,000. This is how we find the total value of the property. Is it clear? Any doubts in this problem? Okay, good. So that completes our this chapter, ratio, proportions, and percentages. Okay. Tomorrow, that is on Monday, we're going to start with the commercial arithmetic. That is, you will be learning about simple interest, compound interest, okay, and annuity. Small topics are left out. So we'll see that on Monday. Okay. Yeah. Again, Monday, I'll let you know the timings. It will be from usually the same timing, but I'll confirm. Okay. Thank you, students.